Hyperdyne sidearms, or sidearms Hyperdyne, came from Capcom back in 1986. A time when Capcom made more than rehashes of 2D fighting games. You take control of a flying mecha, which has the ability to shoot in front of itself as well as behind, and even around itself with the appropriate power-up. The player can choose what power-up their mecha will receive by shooting power-up icons until the item they want appears. Weapons can be upgraded 2 or even 3 levels depending on the item. There is also a speed downgrade, which will reduce the mecha's speed by 1 level. In addition to the standard power-ups, there are 2 special combination power-ups that will combine the player's mecha with an ally. This allows the player to do an 8-direction attack at the same time as their regular attack. Based upon the Atari ST version, but looking nothing like it in the terms of graphic fidelity, this Amiga port is pretty ropey at best. Like all the other home computer ports, you need to use the spacebar to switch between weapons, which is very annoying. To add to that, you also can't move backwards while still firing forwards and vice versa. This makes the game more difficult than it needs to be, and to be honest, kinda ruins the fun. Unfortunately, the Amiga isn't the only home port to suffer from this. Poor old Amstrad fans yet again get another crappy port. At first, things look promising thanks to the colourful graphics, decent music, and what seems to be good gameplay. Well, good gameplay until you realise that certain weapons, such as the 3-way, basically break the game. While using the 3-way, you'll be able to hear the sound of your shot yet see nothing. That's because the weapon works far too slowly, resulting in death in most cases. In fact, there's even times when it stops firing altogether. This added with the boxy-like collision detection just ruins the game. Can't help but be impressed with this Atari ST port of Sidearms. It plays very well, apart from the stupid car flying backwards and shoot forwards issue. Looks great and even sounds good. Anyone into Atari ST should have this game in their collection. Even when looking over the CGA graphics, this MS-DOS port is awful. It's like the programmer's 5-year-old was given the task of enemy placement. One day he came into the office with a bucket of enemy craft and poured it all over the stage map, then walked out. Seriously, the enemies in this port appear in the most random of patterns and always clump together. What a mess. Even the bosses for every stage are the same. But hey, at least in this port, you can fly backwards and fire forwards thanks to the use of 2-button controllers. Take that, home computers! This Commodore 64 port has excellent presentation that closely follows the arcade. Even little Easter eggs such as the cow on top of the mountain are present. Gameplay is smooth with some lovely animation too. Even the audio isn't bad. In fact, the only real down points are the bosses, which are not the same as the arcade game. To most people, the PC Engine port would be considered a fantastic port due to its better than arcade music score and great visuals. Sadly, this port does have some issues. It's now only a one-player game, plus you need to select your weapons by pausing the game and choosing it from a menu. This kinda spoils the fluency of the gameplay. There's also a PC Engine CD version of this game, which is practically the same game, but now comes with a CD soundtrack and a new ultra hard game mode called Before Christ. Just like the Amstrad CPC version, this port isn't very good, and suffers from the same issues of the bosses being far too easy. I mean, they die as soon as they appear on the screen. Saying that, this version is kinda playable, but not a patch on the Commodore 64 release. And let's take a look at all those versions of Sidearms Hyperdyne running side by side.